Hello everyone, Gomez here again with more reveals. No idea who the hell we're gonna get tonight. Let's just get in and see what the new cards are. Okay, so it looks like we're getting, I believe it's Tristana is how you say the name. I'm not 100% sure if that's how you say the name, but it looks like we're getting Tristana. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not she's going to be dual region or anything, because obviously all of the Yodels that we've seen so far have been dual region. Let's see what the hell we're going to be getting this evening and what she's going to do.
Tristana, going in.
So it's Tristana. But anyway, let's get into this. So Tristana, she's only going to be, Bandle City as well, by the looks of it. So she's only got the Bandle City thing is what she's running with here. So she's not dual region at all. Although she does have something to do with dual region with that level up. Let's get in to see what the other things are. So 3 mana, 1/3 with quick attack, which with 1 damage is not the best, but I have +1 for each multi-region ally that you've summoned this game. So it's one of those things whereby she gets buffed by the by using multi-region, like, which obviously we know that there are other champions and other cards which are all dual, which are all multi-region. So for every single one of them, so that it's actually supporting that archetype of using multiple region champions and cards, and she goes up for +1 for each one that you've done, that you've summoned this game. When you summon a multi-region ally, grant it. So once she's on the board, if you throw down a multi-region ally, so bear in mind like Teemo, Fizz, like any of those champions, as well as all of those other cards which are multi-region, you throw them down and they will be getting +1 as well. So actually like a really supporting the multi-region archetype here. You've summoned 4+ multi-region allies. So it doesn't say anything about I've seen. It just literally, as long as you've played 4 of them during the game, that looks like that helps towards her level up, and she levels up. So not the worst level up. I can see that happening quite, like with how many cards that we've seen that have been dual region as well as champions. It's whether or not you would run her as a free of and then run like Teemo, Fizz and Lulu or something like that with like all other multi-region champions, and she's a free of, and then running that with a multi-region deck. Whether or not that, if you're gonna make a full-on Tristana deck, whether or not you go like that, I don't know. But let's see what she does and what happens here.
Loaded and ready to rocket.
Because that's what I mean. There's so many good multi-region cards, cheap ones as well.
Engaging.
Impact. It's nice seeing Impact in action. Okay, Manifest, which we already know, like, Manifest is creating one of these things. So let's see another, Manifest cards for Bandle City. The Mayor. Actually, I mean, he looks like a glorious man. Your multi-region units cost 1. So yet again, giving you that stuff whereby multi-region support is there. Make it so yet again, that just means like Teemo costs nothing, Fizz costs nothing. Also, that means that Heimer costs 4. So rather than having to wait until 5 to play Heimer, like playing Heimer on 4, whether or not, with the spells that we've seen with like minimal from what not being 6 cost and shell games, like potentially getting Heimer out onto the board earlier, it might make a difference. But we'll have to see. Like I can definitely see some funny things happening with multi-region units. Cost 1 less to play. Manifest a multi-region follower, so just like immediately get that choice between all the different options of multi-region ones. And there's obviously it's a pool which is helping the champion and works with this card as well. If you're running this, which you probably would be running this with a Tristana deck, I've just realised that my head is in the way of this one. So boop, yeah, it is just what you like. Your multi-region cards cost 1 less, and when you manifest, it's a multi-region follower that you get. So it's helping out this archetype if this is the way that you want to go with a full-on Tristana deck.
Let's go. Grab my hat. Comb my moustache.
Best line. Best line in the game. Comb my moustache, and he has a magnificent moustache. Best line in the game. Play him with Brom. Okay, right, so yeah, again, so we're getting to see like the manifest thing. So, because yeah, again, I don't know why this double attack Yodel I'm not really hyped for. I don't even know why I'm so hyped for it, but I am.
Your esteemed mayor has arrived. Has the battle started?
I'm sure your speech
His voice lines are amazing.
will cheer us on regardless.
Okay, this, I mean, speaking of a glorious moustache, like, definitely yes. Okay, so impact. So 4 cost 4/3 with impact. So this is the Bandle City Allegiance unit. So Allegiance, summon another which is Yordle follower that costs 3 or less. So it is only it's a shame that this doesn't say summon another Yordle who costs 3 or less, because obviously that would mean that champions would be included in that. It just says a follower, so it specifically says that. It's a bit of a shame. Like, I would have hoped for the Allegiance card, it would just have had that little bit extra. It said that it was just summon another Yordle, like, because that would just mean that, like, playing champions in a deck with this kind of a card in there, even more so, would be, like, devastating. But Moustache is on point. Okay.
Gunners get 'em jobs done.
Holding position.
Ooh. Group shot. So deal 1 to an enemy. If they have 4+ allies, deal 2 instead. Okay, so it's a 1 mana. I mean, for 1 mana fast speed. It's not the worst. Like, it's very dependent on the enemy ball. Oh, sorry. If you have, I guess I thought that said if they have +4. If your opponent has +4, but no, if you've got +4 allies, which if you're going wide on the board with these tiny Yodels and your Yordles and whatnot, then there's no reason why you shouldn't most of the time be able to get the 2 damage off of this. So just do 2 damage to the enemy. It's not like a for 1 mana. That's not bad.
In their boots.
Ah, I see you do 2. You do 2, but that costs you 2. Oh, swole boy spell. Okay, Pepperberry Shake. I mean, I love the art on this card already. Grow an ally 3/3 this round. So it's not a permanent buff, it is a 1. But yeah, again, like throwing this down on something like Teemo, like making Teemo a 4/4, because it is grow an ally, or grow an ally 2 3/3. So it will just give them up to 3/3. I thought it was like a grow them by +3/+3, but no, it's grow them 2 3/3. If any of their stats are beneath that, like, you know, their health or their attack, it just raises it up that much for this round. So yeah, again, for 1 mana, not a bad, like, it's almost like P&Z's 4/4 spell, but I think the 4/4 spell is permanent, right? What one am I thinking of? Suit Up? But I think the Suit Up is permanent. That's what it reminds me of in my head. Nobody tries to kill the mayor. Okay. Oof! I mean, that is a lot of stun.
Got your 6 shortcakes. Love it, Big Mama. Let's bring this home. Because obviously we didn't actually, like, that's another thing where the mayor kind of works in, because Hungry Owl, which is Owlcat, we, like, saw ages ago, and it was, like, a bit of a weird one. Obviously, like, because it's a Bandle City card, or, like, it's created by Bandle City cards, which aren't multi-region, but this is multi-region, and obviously, like, there are, like, potentially the Bandle City landmark this works with as well, but this actually works, like, quite nicely to get, like, zero mana, get a bunch of owls on the board with this guy. Like, if you can build up enough of them through different ways of making them, and Iceborne Legacy for banter's sake. I mean, it's never. I know you're probably watching, buddy, but can it be a thing? We'll find out. Iceborne Legacy out, would you? Oh, I mean, the level up animations, it's so good. Just like they are like little tiny films. Okay, so she goes with it. So let's see. So it's getting impact. So when I'm summoned, when you summon a multi-rate, grant it +1. So it's giving other units impact as well. So grant it impact whenever you summon a multi-region thing, as well as the +1. And it's a bit of a shame that her level up doesn't have impact as well. Because I just think, like, if that was the way that they were going down, it'd be interesting for her to have impact as well on her level up. But with Quick Attack is still a really powerful keyword for dealing with most things, like when you're attacking forward. And she does have a 4 health stat. So, I mean, like, when she levels up, it's a 3 health stat, I believe, on the first thing. But, yeah, for every single time, if you're building a multi-region deck, like, the fact that you can buff her up quite a lot with Quick Attack is not bad. But it's just, I would have loved her level up to have impact as well. Just would have been nice, but it's all good. I just love the fact that they're building a multi-region archetype.
Okay. So dealing the damage. I mean, it's not looking good for us.
Winners don't duck.
The Noxian army is looking quite devastating. I don't have words for how glorious that song was. So an 8 mana, which is 8 mana Yordle, Bandle City with Spell Shield. When I'm summoned, if you've summoned units from 4+ regions this game, grant me impact 4 times. So yet again, that is meaning that it's a 7/7 with Spell Shield, and every single time that they, when attacking, strike, they will be doing 4 damage directly into the enemy nexus. Like, so basically like a decimate and whatnot. Not exactly Captain Farron, because obviously Captain Farron comes down with an overwhelmed body himself, but it's unfortunate for a Spell Shield is still a thing that your opponent has to get round. There could be ways of giving this overwhelm, like in terms of like if you're depend on what regions you're pairing this with. There could be ways of giving this, and as well as with its impact to do even more damage in there. But let's see what we got going on.
Bandle Gunners, this is why we fight.
I mean, you never get rid of the mayor. Plus, I mean, wait, it wouldn't
That's the way the Bandle Gunners do.
actually you're not a. I mean, yeah, which they win the game. That's not a multi-region unit, is it? Which is a bit of a shame. If that one was a multi-region unit, then the fact that Tristana would give this impact against this would have 5 impact if like on her level up. So a bit of a shame that it's not multi-region, but I don't know what region you'd pair it with. Loving all of these cards. Loving the fact that they are making multi-region an archetype in itself, not just to do with running the Bandle City landmark, which definitely you could do in a deck like this as a secondary win con for like going forward, building up a little bit of an army and getting those impacts going. But yeah, no, I'm loving it. I mean, I'm guessing, yeah. So let's see whether there's any other cards and what her champion spell is going to be. So let's head over to Mobilitics. So over in Mobilitics now, so we've got her champion spell, which is Buster Shot, 4 mana slow speed. But if you use that with Senna, which it costs 2 less if you have Tristana, or if you've summoned or played cards from 4 different regions this game. So it's one of those cards yet again whereby it's working with the multi-region stuff, and if she's on the board, then it's costing 2 less anyway. Like if you have Tristana, it just says costs 2 less if you have Tristana. I mean, does that mean on the board or in hand? Like, or in the deck? I'm guessing it means on the board. Or PBG, deal 3 to a unit and then create. So yeah, so dealing 3 to a unit for potentially 2. Like 2 cost deal 3, never a bad thing to have. Like in terms of like removal. Not that removal's in a good spot at the moment, but still nice to have. Ooh! So the Bandle Painter, 3 mana, just Bandle City. Play, discard a card, add to it, discard a card to create multi-region follower in hand. So yet again, like a little bit of discard, so potentially wherever, it's got augment as well. So obviously this is created a card, which is mean that it's given itself like a +1 from whatever card it creates, so it's discard. So whether or not you want to play this with like a discard aggro deck, like probably not, but you know, it opens the option for Jinx, I guess. Ish, not really, but like depending on what other cards we see, like that might be a thing. So next card that we haven't seen, double tap. So double tap, an ally strikes an enemy. If the ally is multi-region, it strikes the enemy again. So again, multi-region stuff going in here to mean that for 6 mana fast speed, like, why couldn't Swole Squirrel be dual region? Oh, I mean, whenever I see a strike spell like that, just like, oh, why can't you make Swole Squirrel be dual region? Swole Squirrel was dual region, just like double strike in. I'm just trying to think like in terms of what other units would really benefit from striking twice. I can't remember whether or not it's dual region or not, but I know that obviously there was like the cards which worked. There was like one that struck to get the damage of darkness up or something. I believe that was just Bandle City. But I'm just trying to figure like there could be cards where this is actually like really relevant, like it's striking twice. But I can't remember how many different dual region cards had something to do with strike. So I'd have to have a look at that again and have a think about it. But let's quickly go on with all the new cards. So we've got Yordle in arms, so 5-mana slow speed. Give allies 2/2 this round if you've summoned or cast cards from 4 different regions. So that just includes spells, because the other one I believe is just summons. So this one is including spells. Give allies 4/4 instead. So yeah, again, just building up a little army. Building up a little army and then going forward with something which is giving them like a +4/+4. So if you go elusively along the lines of like Teemo and Fizz, this could be quite devastating if you were to just go like a P&Z deck whereby you are playing the Daring Poros. Yet again, could be. So Poros and what's their face, like Yordles working together could be quite a funny thing to see. So in terms of that strike spell again, I just want to very quickly have a little look at the other cards that we were shown to see whether or not any of those dual region cards would actually matter. So I think about the only card that I can see that the double tap would be quite devastating with, like the only card that I can see, because there was the one like this one. Sadly, it's not dual region, so it wouldn't strike, but it can strike once to give the darkness +1. But the one that I think is the most devastating use of it could be potentially the Fae Folk, the Furious Fae Folk, just because it's got when I'm summoned, like give me impact, like if you've hit the Nexus 4 times, give me impact 4 times, and impact is a strike when attacking. So if you attack forward with this and then use that spell on it, so attacking forward and using this, if that could hit the unit twice, if it could strike twice, like not kill it on the first hit, then I need to find that card again. It should, like, we still need to work out how impact works, but I swear the impact says every, like, striking on your attack go. So if you're going forward, like Vi, when she goes forward, if you use Judgment on Vi, she hits the core 5, which it with 5 damage for every single strike that she gets. I'm going to assume the impact works along those lines, and so if you use that on top of it, you could potentially do 8 damage to the Nexus, and then if they don't block, so put this forward, wait and see what blockers they put, and then doing its strike on somebody else. Hope that this can hit in twice. And admittedly, it has got a 5 attack stat line, so I don't know how many things other than maybe like Viego or what's his face, Aurelian Soul or Nautilus or something like that I'd be able to stand up against this. But like there are other things, but those are the first ones to come to mind. If this can hit in twice, you'd be potentially doing 12 damage to the enemy Nexus if this could get 3 strikes in a go. So it depends on whether or not impact works this way. I'd like to see whether or not it does, but I would love to know, what are your thoughts, people? What are your thoughts on Tristana, the new cards that we've seen tonight? Please let me know down in the comment section down below, as well as obviously shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me over on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays if you want to come catch the action live for yourself, as well as there's the Discord link down below if you want to get into the Discord. Lovely group of people in there. If you've got any deck ideas, involving the new cards, I would love to see it on the Discord, as well as obviously the custom card contest is still going on. You can still get involved. It's closing on Sunday, this Sunday, so you've still got time to get your cards in, be they champion, follower, spell, landmark, whatever. I would love to see them. And just thank you all so much for watching, enjoying. Maybe, hopefully, if you got this far, I like to think you maybe got some enjoyment out of it. And if you did, why not consider hitting that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed but didn't feel forced. These are the options that are available to you. So I hope that you have a great day, evening, night, whatever it is. And until next time, goodbye.
From flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.